took so long for Bro to go mid, push the wave up and everything. If the fight was even remotely close, if people survived, it wouldn't have been a game end there. But because it was just, as this face said, an instantaneous team fight win, 4 dead in a moment, 5 shortly after, it meant they could just rush mid and end. And it's got to be frustrating to be so close and to lose that game 1. And I'm hoping BNK FEARX can just kind of reset and not let it rest on their minds.
Yeah, they will need to bounce back after that one. The Bros also probably knowing that things didn't necessarily go their way until it did. And unless that was, in fact, their plan, then they will also probably need to do some adjustments moving into this one. So certainly probably some coaching words to be had on both sides. As Coach Song and Edo would have been, yes, with a lot of things to say. The Akali going to be taken away from Roma.
Oh, so they won the Cassiopeia here, or at least to force the ban. So this is a difficult position for HANJIN BRION.
So it's Cassio or Vi, I guess, is the option here.
So your choice is you ban one, they get the other, or you leave them both open, they get one, and you take the other yourselves.
Let's see what they do decide to go with here. Roma's choice. They will ban the Bard instead. So the idea is give away the both of them and take what's left.
I think they're expecting, because BNK FEARX banned the Akali, they're going to go for the Cassio. And Bard being down when you're wanting to play Vi feels pretty good.
Yeah.
Because Bard, obviously, just throw out a bottle on top of when you're ulting a target is not a fun time. Kind of destroys everything you're trying to do on that champion.
Well, the Cassio is the hover at the minute, and they switch to the Vi at the last second. So Raptor will be taking that one. See whether VicLa does want to play the Vi Ari or something like that, but instead, we've got Rumble immediately locked in. Could just be Rumble Cassio. Yeah. That is going to be the choice.
Now for BNK FEARX, your choices are kind of, do you take a bot lane here? Or do you look towards getting a matchup into the Cassiopeia? You could go for the Ezreal is available. So you could just secure that here and now. In terms of picks for VicLa, Syndra has been pretty popular into the Cassiopeia. It looks like he's going to pick that one up.
Yeah, okay. So pretty comfortable mid-jungle, but we haven't seen it really have legs. The Syndra as far as getting into the late game and really hard carrying. The Ambessa certainly can, though. That is what Clear is going to be taking into the Rumble matchup. Seen this go both ways. I believe it's something that Doran kind of started doing over and over again whenever Rumble got through.
Yeah,
I think found some success.
After they buffed her healing that she gets at level 6, I feel like the matchup's gotten a lot more comfortable because you hit that point and you're suddenly in a great position. HANJIN BRION gonna go for the Pantheon, which probably jungle, but not definitely. We could see Namgung bring it out.
That's a really good point.
But does mean they have a pick at least to go to if the jungle pool gets thinned out. But I imagine BNK FEARX will assume it's jungle and start banning away towards the bot lane. Ezreal just slipping through this draft and will be banned now. I think it would have done a lot of favors for HANJIN BRION to be able to outrange the composition that BNK FEARX has so far.
Yeah, Lulu already taken off the board. Will it be another AD carry ban? Is there anything else that they're really scared of? I think the Caitlyn is relatively high up there if you're looking at actual AD carries, but we've seen Sivir find some success as well. I think in this HANJIN BRION composition, I feel like Sivir would kind of work. And the Sivir is going to be banned away. Yeah, they're pretty low range, so I think that does make some sense to get rid of it.
Yeah, I feel like it would have been honestly tricky for HANJIN BRION to play just because Syndra can just ult you. If you're in auto range, Vi can ult you and then smite on the way. So could find it tricky. I think having an 80 carry at longer range for HANJIN BRION might end up being pretty important here if you want to have a good amount of value.
Well, will it be a Caitlyn lock-in for Teddy or something else?
Honestly, I wouldn't even hate like an MF here.
Yeah, that's a good point.
They've got a lot of combo potential. You could even pick up a support like Rell or something. Have a bit of wombo. Kind of depends what Teddy wants to lean towards. Going to start off by picking up the Leona instead.
Okay. Leona will be the lock-in. I am pretty sure the timer has run out. There it is. The Leona will be locked. And now, Taeyoon and Kellin, what are we going to be playing towards that bottom side of the map? They could just do it. You know, you could just slam a Caitlyn Lux or something like that. But Lux into the Leona, I feel, is kind of difficult because you just get so tanky with the Eclipse.
Yeah. I mean, they're looking at a Varus here. Okay, maybe not a Varus. Seeing a move away from mages in the bot lane, but it looks like it might just be the Ziggs coming through. Also denies it a little bit. I mean, to be honest, I don't think HANJIN BRION are going to play it with double AP solo lanes, but Ziggs pretty good with Leona. And then in terms of support, a lot of options.
Rell?
Alice has been pretty popular recently in this matchup to Leona. The bonus movement speed he got given is nice, but looks like they are just going to slam the Rell.
All right. So what are we taking into the Ziggs? That's the question. Ah, yes, Vayne. The very usual choice. Namgung does like to hover some random stuff. Let's see what Teddy wants to do. Twitch would be so funny. Oh, this would make it so divey. This is one of Teddy's favorite champs. And yeah, Namgung's hovering a bunch of stuff, but could actually see this happening. And they do lock it in. There is the Kai'Sa for Teddy.
Yep, so has the potential to dive in. If you get someone to connect onto the Ziggs, you can just delete him. Can be a bit annoying in that regard, playing the Ziggs into Kai'Sa, but early lane you should have the pressure, should just be able to keep throwing bouncing bombs at his head. I think here, HANJIN BRION have a lot of team fighting power, but I think BNK FEARX do as well. I think ultimately, though, it just comes down to how the lanes are going to play out. I feel like the advantage goes over to BNK FEARX in the bot lane, but solo laners in the early levels, I think HANJIN BRION does have that edge. And often when, you know, there's an edge at certain levels, but it tips the other way at certain points, I think the jungle impact is going to be pretty massive. Vi and Pantheon also two junglers who like to get started early.
Yeah, and we'll have to see who is going to be able to find the successful gank in this particular game. I'm personally just hoping that we make it to a third. Because that first one, even though there were some slow patches, it was building to such a beautiful moment. And we might be able to get 2 such moments throughout this series in the future, from now. As here are your compositions. I do like what the bros have put together. A 2-0 isn't off the table. The BNK FEARX, a lot of firepower here. A very different idea for this composition as well. We'll see whether this one works better this time around. All right, here we are, ladies and gentlemen. Over the rift for the second game of this series. First one ended with a bang. If you did miss it, if you're just tuning in, then going back and having a look at what happened there would be great. We'll wait for you. Nah, just kidding, we won't. But maybe they left already and they thought that we were waiting. That would have been funny. Aux is still waiting.
Yeah, to see what the junglers are doing. Both of them going for invades on the opposite Raptors. Which I feel like for the Kai'Sa does not bode well.
It's a good point. Although, are you that scared of the Ziggs sort of killing you and pushing you out of lane?
I think it's just more they'll have the constant pressure, and then you're not going to get any jungle backup, and there's a looming threat. If you want to go aggressive and look for an all-in, there's the looming threat off the jungler. It's actually a cleanse for Teddy, which is a bit weird, because I feel like there's not a ton of cleanse value in this game.
It's yeah, Shattering Strike and Scatter the Weak.
Yeah, which, I mean, there may be a situation where you're saved when you get hit by Shattering Strike, but cleanse into Rell isn't really like a massively done thing because a lot of it's knockups or the drag from the Magna Storm. And then Syndra, if you get hit by a Syndra stun, you got other issues.
Yeah, that's a good point. See whether he gets any use out of it.
Maybe the mindset is, you know, these will be useful in this summoner will be useful in a team fight. Our lane is going to be pretty passive.
And I can understand it. We also had a relatively passive start to the series. Man, Casting going to overheat. And Clear just gets himself the heck out of there, understandably so. Taeyoon Kellin with a fair bit of push here in this bottom lane.
Clear and VicLa just need to weather the storm for a bit. Once Syndra gets to the point where she's got multiple Qs, a bit of mana behind it, can just clear the wave and not interact as much with Cassiopeia, maybe set up a gank. Clear, it's really about getting to that level 6 point where you're going to feel much better in the matchup. And bot lane, it's honestly just waiting for a moment for BNK FEARX to misstep. If Taeyoon is in the wrong position, He has no cleanse. If you get on top of him, you can definitely punish him. But if you don't find a window, then level 6 can be a big turning point. Level 6 from Kai'Sa is really annoying for a Ziggs because you want to throw your skill shots out. That's a big portion of, I mean, all your damage is skill shots. If you throw a Q or an ult, and then she ults and it all misses, very hard to do well in an all-in.
Well, Casting is going to get a flash out of clear already. And I think already this round, Casting has been the best Rumble that I've seen here in the LCK. He has been unbelievable at this champion. And that seems to be continuing here as he gets the teleport and the flash out of clear.
And he's still so healthy, so he can even put some pressure down on a clear again and then recall and TP, and the clear is just in a miserable position.
Yeah, does at least have some shoes, might be able to dodge a harpoon this time around, as Kellin, with the Aftershock, will be able to walk this one off quite comfortably, but Roma gets that wave shoved in and even chases after the horse pants lady. Taeyoon, though, just shoves another wave. Teddy going to at least be able to pick this one up with the satchel. It's going to make things a little bit annoying. Miasma down in the mid lane. Not too much coming from it. Don't know where that Noxious Blast was going. But VicLa is also not going to be able to find the Dark Sphere. Okay, Taeyoon, it's now time to go back to base. He's ran out of blue things. And Teddy will get some respite as he looks to take this one down.
Oh, nice
dodge. Yeah, actually intercepts it.
Oh, slick from Kellin. I would have been very annoyed if I was in Taeyoon's position. I got hit by the Void Seeker. Kellin even trying to pull the wave as well to get a push into Taeyoon, who's just TP'd back. Wait, this could be an overstep from Namgung.
Yeah, he's actually going to get pulled back here and then back even further. Namgung does have to flash, get himself out of the way there. No, never mind. It was just a Zenith Blade.
Yeah. So,
okay.
Chunked out, and he was probably going to recall anyway, but that does mean he's out of the lane for a little bit. Not a big deal, to be honest, at the end of the, not the end of the world, but allows Taeyoon to have a pretty big wave stacked up and Teddy on his own to defend against this.
Yeah, now Roma is doing what his name says. They're looking to play towards the lane that is very much winning.
Oh, flash this, and Equalizer has just come in. Raptor's going for the dragon. If Clear walks up, he is just dead.
Yeah, and they also see the fact that the dragon is being pulled, so they know there is no jungler here. So this is guaranteed plates. This cannon is going to go completely wide. Clear, I mean, it's heads up. The fact that he doesn't go to that turret, but he still can't get to the turret. Yeah. So it's still bad.
It was a great read, but he's still in a really unfortunate position. And the problem is, when do you stop this? He's decided seeing the Cassiopeia mid is enough.
Yeah, there's the flash in from Gideon. The red carpet is laid out and Casting flashing for this one. They really do want to lock down this kill. And there it is! Stacked up Q gonna do it from Gideon, and down goes the Ambessa for first blood.
It's just really hard to fault Clear for that, because he did the correct thing, backing off and waiting. He spotted Roma mid and was like, look, if I stand here in this brush for the rest of the game, we're definitely losing. But unfortunately, Gideon and Casting play pretty well. Now, though, Roma in trouble.
Yeah, Cease and Desist comes in onto Roma. The flash crashdown comes down as well. And there's the Unleashed Power. Outplay this, says VicLa. And down will go the Cassio. Somehow Kellin was the one that got the kill, though.
I think maybe Aftershock Explosion. Not ideal for Kellin to be the one picking it up. Obviously, would have loved to get down VicLa, but a kill is a kill. Good setup from BNK FEARX, but a lot committed there. Actually, it was only the flash from Kellin. Raptor didn't have the flash to get in range. I mean, he's waited around. Gideon cancels a recall. He's trying to see if he can get to the turret and soak XP for 6, but realizes he can't reach in time. Tries to back off. And, I mean, it is close, but Pantheon just does so much damage when you're low HP with the execute. And then here, it was a Peacemaker into
Ball
the
breaker, yeah.
Ball breaker, not Peacemaker, yeah.
Peacebreaker.
It does do that. Did break the piece.
Okay. So in the end, 1 for 1. And about a 500 gold lead here for the Bros. Money in an awkward spot, you could say, for BNK FEARX, but I think pretty happy to keep things competitive and to take Roma out of that lane.
The main problem is just this discrepancy in top lane. Puts you in a really tough spot. I talked about the level 6 being a point of reprieve for the Ambessa. It doesn't really apply if you're this far behind.
Yeah, it does at least have a null magic mantle, but that puts you further behind on the Eclipse buy as well. There are a lot of things that do factor into this, trying to mitigate the power of this Rumble. And even then, it might not be enough, as he is currently 25 CS in the lead as well. Equalizer now coming back off cooldown. A scary moment as the back does actually get channeled here by GIDEON, despite the bad guys kind of being everywhere. Next Dragon, 2.5 minutes approximately. First one was taken by BNK FEARX, obviously in trade for that top lane play. So that is that. And honestly, I think that that does make up for the slight gold lead that the Bros have.
His
game
thing,
very even.
Max,
yes.
Grubs are up. And Gideon's in the game.
Oh, he is too. And you can see Raptor is trying to take some grubs. I don't think Gideon's too happy about that. You're going to miss, though, as Roma does need to deal with this force of will. All right, as soon as casting comes down, I mean, these two grubs belong to the Bros.
Yeah, I mean, they belong to GIDEON anyway. Raptor was the one who stole one away.
Yeah.
It's not Raptor grubs. Raptor has his own camp.
Exactly. Take your Raptors. And he already stole the enemy Raptors so far this game. Okay, so yeah, that does make sense. Majority of the grubs going over to GIDEON grubs. And the majority of the Raptors going over to Raptor, who is then backing, as I said that, in the Raptor camp. Isn't it beautiful?
That's where he belongs.
Very nice how
that piece there.
The story comes together. Okay, what's the vibe you're getting from this game? I'm struggling to kind of catch it. The tempo vibes are off.
Worried about this Rumble. In terms of going into this Rumble. His clear's already pretty far behind, and he's not going to easily regain control of the lane, and then if casting just gets further and further ahead, he will be a problem.
All right, well, Raptor is now going to look for a bit of a counter. Clear does have public execution. Casting is just going to light him on fire, though. And this is looking tough.
Yeah.
The steel caps are also just so useful into both the Ambessa and the Vi.
Good pickup.
The tough first buy. Even Huni was okay with the steel caps buy last time.
Does that mean the game has changed or has Huni changed?
I think a bit of both. Column A, column B.
Yeah. They are trying to set up, they were not confident to go for the 2v1, so they set up more numbers. Will HANJIN BRION get the read? Now, I do want to note that like BNK FEARX have a ton of vision out on the map. You can see those 3 wards in HANJIN BRION's red side jungle. So they should spot out GIDEON in a second here, but they've already backed off on that play on the top side. And it's just going to be GIDEON going for the scuttle.
Yep, we'll be able to claim that one. 25 seconds until this dragon is up and available. The Bros will have irremovable vision around there when it does spawn. Namgung clearing out some wards himself. Twin Fang's sinking in here as VicLa taking a lot of damage, as we can see. Have to be careful of this Cassiopeia and being in range of her, as there's the crash down, some supportal combat. Namgung does that amazing thing in the sick mechanics of press W.
So powerful.
Fine.
So effective.
Yeah.
Press W and the walk strategy.
Oh.
Double whammy.
When used in tandem, honestly, no outplay potential.
Yeah, one thing to note is that Raptor hasn't picked up his Sundered Sky yet. I assume he's got enough or is close to, but hasn't reset for it, so GIDEON is in a pretty big power advantage right now. Can't really be contested by Raptor until that's completed.
Yeah, we'll see whether he actually goes for the dragon now, or whether he does give Raptor time to go base and purchase.
That'd be polite. Give him
like
time to reset and get the Sundered Sky himself.
Yeah, that would be polite. Okay, Namgung is going to get shattered momentarily. And there is item number 1 over for VicLa. Still waiting for the Rod of Ages to be completed for Roma. So that gives an item advantage in mid. Still without the jungle item to come through just yet. But it looks like we're not focused on the Drake. As you can see here, GIDEON really does just want to lane gank bot lane.
Yeah, they're trying to bring them in and GIDEON stay out of vision. You can go for like an E flash from Namgung and try and catch Taeyoon. I think if he catches him, no matter what, he's just dead. But it looks like it won't come through.
Nope. Roma did roam down, as would make sense. But that does give VicLa a bunch of time, and BNK FEARX playing so defensively here. Honestly, everywhere, but right now in the bottom lane. And we'll be able to use that in order to buy a lot of time.
I think when you have a Pantheon in the team, you always just have to be somewhat cautious about overstepping or pushing too far. I respect that BNK FEARX are kind of waiting for time. Casting is now 2 levels up on clear.
That's insane. 35 CS
and
is also the number.
It is partially because the top quest has come in already for casting, but that doesn't make the lane more fun. It just means that there's going to be a bit of a reprieve coming up for clear, but it's not a good time.
Well, speaking of not a good time, Roma was staring down the barrel of not a good time. He's not going to get engaged on. Namgung looking for an angle. Solar Flare is not going to land on anything, and there goes the yell in the wrong direction as well. Magnustorm comes down, that holds down the Snake, and GIDEON, he's here just to witness his mid laner die.
Namgung goes for the play, cannot connect onto the right target, and Roma, just him and Namgung is not enough.
Yeah, trying to yell the other direction for the inertia to then push him the other way, or something. Wasn't a great ult.
I love the contest here though, and Raptor does back away.
Okay, not liking the angle there, I guess. They have some big power spikes though. I mean, the Ludens is a pretty huge deal for the Ziggs. That's in response to just a Kraken Slayer here for Teddy, who does complete his cull.
VicLa level 11, having Blackfire Torch into Cassiopeia with just components for Roa. I will say that not having ult, a lot of ults not available for BNK FEARX, just here their chances.
Well, Namgung just going to tank up Raptor here, trying to push him away. Taeyoon with the minefield down, but they're not going to be able to stop this dragon. And down it will go. It's another Ocean Soul here this game. Imagine one that could be a bit frustrating for BNK FEARX.
Yeah, and I mean into a Ziggs as well. The sustain is pretty nice for HANJIN BRION. So this play, the Solar Flare misses. Namgung not getting the value he wanted, and then Roma just not getting any value.
Yeah, at least there was a cheeky Q to do and damage there from GIDEON, but otherwise just a bit of a mistake there from the bros. Still, they're able to get themselves the dragon, and the gold is completely even, pretty much. This wave going to be soaked by Teddy, and therefore we'll all just come back on track. So maybe a roam towards the top side here. 1.1k is the advantage for casting.
Herald's up soon. That looks like it's going to be what they play for. TP comes in from Taeyoon mid just to apply pressure. No one responds. He could probably just get this tower low enough to kill.
Well, going to take the minions down now. Teddy is moving over there. Might get there a little bit too late. Rift Herald will now spawn. Roma is the one answering VicLa here in this top lane. And in the meantime, our top laners have moved towards the bottom side of the map. Teleports in hand. BNK FEARX haven't started Shelly just yet.
Oh, Namgung might get caught out here.
Yeah, on vision right now, but Kellin not wanting to bite off more than he can chew. Spots Roma coming in as well. And now they're going to engage. Zenith Blade brings Namgung right on top, though, and there's the flash forward. GIDEON gets in. Teddy with the killer instinct. He gets over the wall, but the cease and desist is on top of him. The bouncing bomb. Oh, no! Teddy just needed to be a little bit taller, and it would have been okay for Taeyoon, but the flash comes forward, and Teddy locks down the Ziggs while farming a little bit at the same time.
Super decisive engage there from the bros. Not giving any time for BNK FEARX to really get set up. And getting on top of Taeyoon as well. TP plan coming in. This is the Syndra with ult. Teddy needs to make himself sparse, and he will do so.
Oh man, really nice scrying orb there. Make sure that they know exactly where VicLa is, and he will be able to at least defend this turret for the moment. But that is the first big fight of this game, and it equates to a 2,000 gold lead for the bros.
I mean, Teddy played that so aggressive and just led with his body. So engage comes through from Namgung after he gets engaged on. Then the flash over. Paul is there. Namgoong's there to follow. Flash away from the Zenith Blade, and then Teddy thinks, I have the supercharge, I can commit. Just face tanks the Ziggs damage.
Gorgeous.
Gets it done.
Blade. And he is on the way to the Rage Blade as well. So completes the Zerkers. Now has 2 parts of that Ginsu's. 1.2k, the advantage here, equalizing the lead that casting has towards that top side of the map as well. And I think Teddy is such a key component to the win condition. I also think that, like, we have seen Kai'Sa in the past be the strongest when the AP build's really good, because you can be that poke source and blah, 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 blah. Getting consistent autos can be hard, but in the team fights here, they seem so chaotic and broken up that I think the Kai'Sa can get a lot of value, much like he did just then. Equalizer goes down in celebration, because casting wants to let Clear know that he doesn't need it in order to kill him. As the Q landing, I think Teddy actually hit the Void Seeker, but doesn't actually commit to it, and there it is. The engage onto Raptor, but he gets pushed back, the Unleashed Power comes in, and Teddy bites off a little bit more than he could chew.
You could see what Teddy was going for. He's like, I will block the Vi to stop Raptor from escaping. And then he ended up between the scat of the week and the VIQ and just got kind of pummeled. Speaking of pummeled,
yeah, Solar Flare comes in. Taeyoon is extremely dead, although that Q did miss. Cease and desist, and he's under turret. GIDEON should definitely be dead as Roma going to get the flash out, and he's the one that dies.
Though.
But it's an execute. Oh no! How did GIDEON live? That was crazy.
I'm gonna assume something to do with Sundered Sky. That's always a safe assumption.
Yeah, that's generally how it works.
But good plays from Bro. Not missing a beat in that situation. They lose the AD carry and continue the pressure. Clear's super low, so we end up seeing Raptor coming in to save his top laner, blocking GIDEON from getting to him, which actually works out pretty well. But then in this play, so you can see the logic from Teddy. If I block Raptor, he can't get away. Unfortunately, he just puts him between him and the Syndra, and it's not a fun time. This play, though, Namgung finding a great angle here, lands the Solar Flare dead on with the help of the slow from the Pantheon ult. And then here, bit of locket, health gets low. There's that Sundered Sky coming through.
And just barely sidesteps. The flash from Roma, a little bit of a sad one there.
Honestly, if he didn't flash and he just died of the execute, would have been fantastic.
Yeah.
Honestly, but did end up...
Maybe he felt like BNK deserved the flash.
That's fair. That's valid.
I think that does make some sense, because they were denied the kill. That was a little bit sad. First Ocean, looking like it's going to be taken here by the Bros without too much of a contest out of BNK FEARX. A little bit late to get over there, as 5 minutes on the clock until that soul point opportunity for the Bros. Rageblade done here for Teddy. Oh, and he's going to get pushed back. Oh, once again into the blender. But he's trying to keep himself alive. Actually gets shielded up a whole lot, as now he can turn it into the kill. Under Raptor, they haven't taken out Teddy, and he kills both of them.
Just some phenomenal peel from the Bros to keep Teddy alive. He's able to kite it out and chin it around. Raptor and Kellin go down, and this game is starting to slip away from them.
I'm starting to feel like we have a legitimate Namgung POM angle.
Just now, you starting to feel that?
Well, I mean, it felt like a little bit of a meme when he went 0-9, but we know that he was the reason they won. But in this game, he's playing like a man possessed.
The ult there from Teddy to dodge the Ziggs ult really big. And then just to CC the peel that comes through. GIDEON, Namgung, and Roma doing a great job of keeping the AD carry alive.
Look at my boy doing it again. Walks up to Taeyoon, and nothing really occurs. But, you know, he hit him with a Shield of Daybreak.
That's sending a message.
Cool. Yeah, he gets scattered, but not very far because he is not weak.
And you know, going from playing Camille last game and just dying on repeat to playing Leona in a game with no traditional AD carry, with Locket Rush, Merctrad, Celestial opposition, oh, it must feel so good. It's like, I'm invincible.
He must actually feel immortal at this point.
Oh, if he gets Ocean Soul as well.
Yeah, no, he's never going to die. Okay, Teddy with a Void Seeker does not find. As look at the wards from the Bros around this Baron Pit. They know what is happening in that Baron Pit right now.
Picks up the blue buff, and there was a change not too long ago. Blue buff past level 11 now gives 20 ability haste, which is kind of crazy, especially if you do want to spam those Void Seekers on Kai'Sa.
Yeah.
It's a good amount of value. Double Rocket Belt for BNK FEARX. Not really helping that much in terms of the we want to kill the enemy team angle, but a bit of safety.
Yeah, I might help him get away.
You can Rocket Belt out of a Solar Flare can help a lot.
This really does feel like Bro's time to shine, though. Their composition very strong. And now BNK FEARX are going to turn it on to GIDEON. Solar Flare not going to be enough to save him, and down goes the Pantheon. But casting gets here. The equalizer isn't fantastic, but Raptor actually moves on top of it as he goes golden. Teddy launches into the backline. There's the Magnet Storm. Roma just yells into the wind for no reason at all. And casting's still going to kill clear. Raptor's in a lot of trouble, and somehow it still kind of works out for the Bros.
Able to turn it around, able to find the kills, and Teddy flying in to get the damage down. Should be able to pick up this tower as well. And now with the even more sizable lead advantage over BNK FEARX, they will pick up this tower mid, so that's at least a consolation prize.
Yeah, it's a little bit of something, but let's have a look at this fight one more time. GIDEON just kind of caught in no man's land just a little bit.
Yeah, spotted out, so they target him. Thing is, if you don't kill the Pantheon, he just buys so much time with the Aegis. They're on top of the equalizer, allows the rest of HANJIN BRION to get in. Raptor's just trying to get away, and Teddy picks a great time, dodges away from the combo from Kellin, And it's just there, providing the DPS, backing up casting, who is just melting people.
Yeah. And maybe it was actually a zoning Petrifying Gaze there from Romer as well, because it did mean that Clear was well and truly disconnected from his team, and certainly did die. So maybe we'll give him benefit of the doubt for that one. As outer turret falls in mid lane, that lead only extends. 3K now on the docket for the Bros. And BNK FEARX really struggling here in this second game as well. Well, I guess they weren't really struggling in game one until the very end, right?
Yeah, I mean, it was back and forth a bit in game one, but it must feel so frustrating to have been in a winning position and to now go into game two, the prospect of being 2-0'd and being down 3K gold. Because I imagine if they'd won game one, the mentality could just be completely different. The confidence could be completely different. And we've talked so much about how important series and game wins are in Rise Group. These teams both on 7 series win right now.
Yeah, and BNK FEARX are actually one behind as far as losses are concerned because the Bros have already played a series this week. So a real opportunity to extend a lead for BNK FEARX with a victory here, but they are staring down the barrel of a 0-2 against the Bros, and that is not the way they want to meet them at 14 losses. Okay, here's the setup. We have 8 seconds until Soul Point for the Bros is up and available. Look at this vision. Not a whole lot of dark areas on the map, but Raptor will find one of them. Clear was waiting off to the side as well. Namgung goes in, Kellin goes out. And the Bros, I think, are just going to get on top of this.
Yeah, difficult angle for BNK FEARX to approach from. Kellin's looking for a flank potentially, though, but the Dragon's just gone.
Oh, it's just gone. There's nothing they can do about it. The bouncing bombs do nothing at all. The minefield was looking like it was trying to keep BNK FEARX out, rather than the Bros really having to worry about it at all. And now they'll just beeline towards the Baron pit?
They have DPS for it. It is Al, so not the most damage from the Baron. And they have tanky members to stand in the way.
My god, Teddy does so much damage to this Baron. Look at him.
Roma too. And if they stop Raptor getting in, there's the CC chain.
Flash! And the cease and desist comes down. He wants to stop Namgung from doing whatever he's doing. And even if Namgung dies, we know that that only makes him stronger. And down he will go. Public execution, though, under casting. Just explodes. My god, when Romer actually hits an ult, it does the damage. Mega Inferno Bomb, not as much, but they will be able to find GIDEON here, who's way tankier than he looks. Raptor going to get stunned up. The equalizer comes on in. And they've kept 3 alive for now. Teddy, though, oh dear, that is not the play you wanted. Never mind, Raptor goes down, he flashes, he gets out of the way. Taeyoon will find it in the end, but he overextends in order to do so. And now Roman needs to finish the job. Casting goes golden, dodges, the shattering strike goes entirely wide because Kellin was in awe of the play of this Rumble.
That was just peak Rise Group energy. Broke up the Baron. They could have just let Namgung go, could have just left, but no, they wanted the outplay opportunity. They stuck around, and this became a little bit manic, if I'm going to be honest.
Yeah.
Namgung, he's like, just let me die, guys. It's good. I've done my job. Leave me in the wreckage. Again, for the 10th time. And then we see, because they committed a bit over there, they end up getting caught out here, even though Clear's really the one who dies, but it keeps them around. Unfortunately, not able to get GIDEON out. But then, I think really, the play from Teddy, Taeyoon ends up throwing the satchel, knocking him forward into the Vault Breaker.
Oh.
Ult then flash away from the Scatter the Weak is kind of crazy. Taeyoon does commit to kill him, but he just ends up dying for that. And then here from casting, the stasis, and then it's like, okay, probably just dead. Flashes, dodges. Just some crazy plays on display.
Just beautiful. VicLa unable to really close the gap in order to get anything done. Kind of knew that Roma was just going to eat him for breakfast if he showed himself. So
he did eat a lot of Baron time, though, I will say that.
Yes, and there are only 2 Barons left, actually. So they are now moving, one of them at least, towards this bottom lane. They have Roma with another in mid. Solar Flare does go basically wide, but the equalizer is pretty good. Try and get them out of here. Clear just takes half of his health bar by just basking in the equalizer. Heal comes out from Namgung, but the scatter is great there from VicLa. Just no follow-up available onto the Leona. And Teddy has a GA now, so killing him has become difficult. This Kai'Sa is really getting out of hand.
Yeah, for sure. GA already secured. has the Terminus, which did get buffed on this patch. But just at this point already, so hard to deal with. Killing Kai'Sa, you saw in the last...
Oh my lord!
Killing Kai'Sa, you saw in the last fight how it is a bit of a problem. They don't have that much sustained damage. You kind of need VicLa to press ult on Teddy. But with a GA in pocket, you know, you kill the Kai'Sa, Kai'Sa gets back up, it's going to be a problem all over again, especially if they get Ocean Soul and you can sustain up afterwards. So it's a major cause for concern. Do have the Void Staffs coming through from VicLa and Taeyoon, but I just feel like the damage isn't quite there to cut through targets quickly.
And when you're behind the clock, when it comes to these damage items, right, just feels hopeless trying to build enough in order to get back in, because you are then priced into building the Magic Pen. You can't build the big items that you're really looking for.
Yeah, Rabdon's very nice right now for Taeyoon. Is about to hit level 16 though and get that max rank ultimate. Problem is hitting it onto a high value target, because Teddy keeps dodging away from it. Roma's not too hard, but getting the CC on Roma to hit it is pretty difficult.
Well, nice Void Seeker there from Teddy, but he is not going to be going in by himself onto the Ziggs.
Again, giving Teddy the blue. It's no AP on this Kai'Sa, so you don't get the evolution for the reduced cooldown. But that extra ability haste means you can just spam it a little bit more. Oh, they're going in.
Yep, looking for the angle there. It's a great scatter onto GIDEON. Puts up the Aegis. Namgung goes forward. The equalizer is pretty good. And Kellin just dies. The killer instinct from Teddy gets him into the backline, but now he's kind of out of the fight. Cease and desist without Teddy there. And Raptor may have found an angle because the Bros' health bars are going so low, but finally Teddy weaves his way in and the cooldowns are gone and the Kai'Sa is full health. Just supercharging her way around the battlefield. VicLa is just throwing things around. And yes, he'll be able to teleport to safety, but that will not stop this Ocean Soul.
Ocean Soul going to come through, and you saw there how even though BNK FEARX threw everything at them, Teddy was out of position a little bit. Just not able to cut through these health bars quick enough. And the Ocean Soul's only going to make that more annoying.
All right. Some vision being gained here, but a 6,000 gold lead for the Bros could be a pretty unlikely 2-0-2-0 day today. The Bros are able to do this as Teddy goes invisible. He looks to try and execute. Taeyoon does have the cleanse there, and this is GA down now. Can the rest of the Bros get themselves over here to protect the president? And the answer is no, as Roma is sinking the fangs in, though. Kellin getting eaten momentarily. But now the counter teleport. BNK FEARX, this might have been saving the game as Namgung. He is so good at just demanding the time of BNK FEARX, and he'll do it once again. The rest of the team will make their way out, but 20 seconds until this next Baron. Wait, he's even using heal? Namgung's still alive. Oh, are they delaying? They might be staggering the backs.
The thing is, even though it sounds like, oh, well, it's bad because Namgung's dead for longer, he's buying time for Teddy to come back alive. And Teddy's far more important than Namgung in this fight.
Oh, you take that back. Actually, yeah, you might be right.
But they are just going to start the Baron immediately. Teddy is 8 seconds away. If the fight goes long, he could be there. And BNK FEARX are trying to rush this Baron down. They don't have the most DPS for it, though.
Kellin is going to move in. There's a lot of brush here as he does make his way out. Roma does get engaged on. There's the kitchen sink hitting onto the snake, but she goes golden. And now Taeyoon could be in a little bit of trouble. The petrifying gaze is kind of awkward, but Taeyoon's dead! Teddy gets in! And it was all part of the plan! He'll just turn his eyes towards the Baron. Kellin will be allowed to live! And even though Taeyoon puts on a cool hat in the death chamber, that is still a winning play for the Bros.
And it just comes together. Teddy able to get in range because he's on Kai'Sa, because he has the killer instinct. And Namgung buying the time all pays off there, allows him to get back onto the map in time to help this play. Because they immediately focus down on the Roma. And the status helps him, but it's not going to save him. Casting does a million damage here, by the way.
Yeah.
But Teddy coming in just allows the cleanup to happen. And then the Baron to be secured.
Yeah, Teddy just walks straight over there.
I've got to say, though, Namgung, this man cares so little for KDA. Does not press tab once, does not look at the scoreboard. It doesn't mean anything.
No. He does press tab. He sees it, and he's like, look at how hard I'm working. Look at how hard I'm working. And you know what? I see you, Namgung. We see how hard you're working, and it is leading the Bros to victories.
You know what it is? It's KPA. Kills, plays, assists.
Yeah, there we go. What about, like, it's CPS. It's cinema per second.
Oh, yeah, he has
and
that.
he has the highest number there.
There we go!
VicLa's real dead. There's the solar flare. Look at that, even throwing out the emotes. He does every genre. Now, Casting is going to have to go golden to survive this one. GIDEON makes his way in, but he might just be dead as well. The Aegis puts in a fair bit of work, and honestly, way too much work. The Sundered Sky as well. Voidseeker will find. Taeyoon puts down the minefield, but how did only Casting die there? And VicLa was already picked off on the bottom side. Wait, BNK FEARX are on the wrong side of the map. And the bros are just going to push in and break the base.
They'll have to move back in and try and just defend, but I think this is definitely inhibitor tower gone. Will inhib go too? Looks like it. And BNK FEARX now even further behind, losing the mid inhibitor tower and inhibitor as well. Puts them in a precarious position if they lose a fight or end up out of position on the map again like that.
Okay, trying to get some counter vision down, but there are control wards all over the place. And this map is so awkward to navigate as well with all the extra brushes from the Ocean Rift. That's a good scatter from VicLa. But GIDEON, he can just negate so much damage with this Aegis. And once again, the bros set up the siege. Solar Flare comes down. It is going to be avoided there by the dash cannon out of VicLa. But otherwise, it was perfect, guys. Okay. All right, Teddy just needs to sell a Doran's Blade, and he has full item.
Or the Zenith Blade to buffer the scatter, and then the Solar Flare afterwards.
Not bad.
Not too shabby. Casting is level 20, which is kind of crazy on this Rumble. Unfortunately, didn't help him here, but
not at all.
Does just show he is a major threat who needs to be dealt with, and I think that's currently the issue BNK FEARX are facing. There's a lot of major threats on the enemy team, and would you believe all three of them have Zhonyas?
Oh god.
This is nightmare fuel for a Vi player, honestly. Yeah. And if you think about BNK FEARX's composition, they have a lot of burst, and that burst is kind of like you commit these abilities, and if you miss them or their stasis comes out instead, you have to wait for the next window, and it feels really bad.
I don't see how Teddy dies this game.
Yeah, the fact there's triple Zhonyas, 2 GAs, Locket and Protoplasm on Namgung.
And an Ocean Soul!
Yeah, it's a tough one. Elder is up in 30 seconds. BNK FEARX need a flanking Camille right now, if I'm being honest, and there just isn't one available.
Oh, engage! Yeah, Namgung's going in! He'll find the Solar Flare, they get onto Taeyoon! Give this man the POM! As it's a double for GIDEON. Another Voidseeker is fantastic from Teddy. But this game just ended. Elder or no Elder, they are still just going to push down, and they are going to win the game. Raptor tries to hold the wave. Casting looks for some revenge. As VicLa will say, you're not allowed to have that because I will unleash my power. But that is all he's going to be able to do here as the bros are going to line up victory behind these super minions making their way down. Stun onto Clear, he's going to be put down. And Teddy, he's got plenty of damage to lock down these kills. There it is, and the bros with the 2-0 here at 36 minutes against BNK FEARX. This time, they were leading the whole time. And man, they made Kai'Sa look real strong in this game as well, as Kellin was allowed to live for a few moments, but the Nexus will eventually go down. And the bros, I think, are trying to reclaim their top spot here in the Rise group, and it's looking like it's working.
And I just cannot believe this series ends in a 2-0.